Welcome back to Meet the Masters. This time we are doing Leonardo da Vinci. We're going to make a self-portrait like they did back in his time, and this is going to be for the advanced. So you'll have all your supplies with you. You'll just need black construction paper, white construction paper, some Q-tips, glue stick, scissors, and one brown marker. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll push our black construction paper to the side. We are going to have our white construction paper. We're going to have it vertical. And the first thing that we're going to do is begin to draw a hat for the time period of Leonardo da Vinci and the type of hats that they drew. So we'll look at it, we'll get an idea of where the center of this page is, and then we'll go up just a little bit and put a little dot, and this is just going to be where the bottom of the hat goes. And again, you'll have your handouts that have your hat shapes and facial shapes and pattern shapes that we're going to put onto our artwork with you, and you can hand it out with the kiddos so they can see it. I don't know, if it might be easier if you have a piece of paper and you do it with them step by step on the board, or do it first and then let them follow you, just whatever works easiest for you. Okay, so we're going to go back to the hat and we'll get started. We're going to start at our dot and we'll just bring it around and curve it, bring it back over, and then we'll connect our dot here. This is going to be the bottom portion of the hat. The next thing that we're going to do is start the hat band. We'll come in just a little bit with a straight line and another straight line, and then we'll go and connect them. And then the next thing that we're going to do is start the top part, the floppy part of the hat for this time period. So we'll use our marker, we'll bring it around. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, you have examples in your bins, and we'll begin there. Now for the advanced, you can give some more character to the hat, like folds. You can bring it in a little bit. And then the next thing we're going to do is decorate the hat band. We don't want any solid coloring in this picture. I'll explain that to you. I'll explain why we do that at the very end, but we want to work with patterns, and you have examples of patterns on the handouts that we're given. So we'll just start with some X's here. Give the hat band some character. We'll come through with some dots. And the next thing that we can do is add some more character to the hat for this time period. They could wear feathers in the hat or buckles. So we'll go ahead and begin to draw a feather. We'll draw a straight line, and then we'll begin to draw our feather. And we'll do the other side. And it doesn't have to match perfectly. Try to fill in our feather here. All right, and then maybe we'll come down here and add some folds into the hat itself. The next thing that we're going to do is begin the outline of our gentleman's hair. In this time period, they wore very long hair and long beards. And a guideline is to come where the hat band is and bring a line down, and then begin the hairline on this side. And then we can come over here and bring another hairline down. And then the next thing that we're going to do is start on the facial features. So in this area, we're going to find somewhere close to the center. We'll say this looks about like the center. We'll come up just a little bit and put a little dot here. This is going to be the tip of our nose. And then while our finger is still there in that space, we'll put another small dot here. And this is going to be the beginning of our mouth. And we can go ahead and draw a mouth shape. And then the next thing that we're going to do is make another little dot up here for the beginning of the nose and the eyebrow. So I like to take 3 fingers right at where the tip of our nose is and make another little dot, and then we can draw our nose, a soft nose, and then we're going to begin our eyebrows. We'll go right back up to the top, and we'll start an eyebrow And then we'll try and draw as best we can a matching one on the other side. The next thing that we're going to do is draw the eyes. The first thing is we can start with a U, and then we can try and connect it and make an actual eye shape. And then we'll draw the iris, and we can fill that in. And there's an eye. The next thing that we can do is try and do our best we can and draw a matching one on the other side. Connect your lines and draw the iris and fill it in. You can do some folds in the eyelids. And then the next thing that we're going to work on is the mustache for our gentleman, because again, they wore mustaches. And we can start with some short vertical lines all the way across. And again, they had beards, so we're going to work and connect our mustache with our beard that goes up into our hairline. We want to allow for hairless cheeks, so we'll bring it down just a little bit and then bring it up into the hairline or to the hat. And again, we'll do the same thing on this side. Bring our beard down just a little bit, bring it up and to the hat. So we will begin to draw our hair. Don't mind my doggies while they help teach our lesson, and my kiddos. We will start to draw his hair. Again, they wore long hair in this time period, so we're going to work and making long lines for his hair. It can be wavy, straight, curly, whatever the kiddos feel like doing. And they can follow along with you if you're doing it at the same time. And we will keep drawing this. He does have a little bit of a beard here. We can draw that, and then we'll start to connect. Again, we don't want any solid lines. We will give him his hair. We'll fill it in nice and long, just like they were in this time period. And we're almost done. All right, he's looking pretty good here. I'll give him a little bit more character up here. Fill in his hair. All right, that looks pretty good. So the next thing that we're going to do, we'll put the lid on our marker, and then I'll show you why we don't want any solid coloring. This is where we can tell the kiddos that we're going to do some magic, and we're going to turn the marker into paint. So you're going to take your Q-tip, dip it into the water, make sure there's lots of water on it, and we're just going to go back and trace over our marker lines, and it begins to look like a watercolor. So this will give it some character and some contrast, and it just makes it fun for the kiddos. So we'll follow our lines and tell them that you want it wet, but not too wet that you're going to tear the paper. And if one side gets yucky or too wet, then you can just flip it over and use the other side. So we'll just follow our lines, go across our pattern. Give some definition to our hat band. And we'll come down. And then we'll begin with his face. And they can get even more detailed if they'd like to put some eyelashes on. They can, but we are sticking pretty close with how they did things with Leonardo da Vinci's time. We'll come down to his mustache, up into the hat, and we'll do his mouth. And now we'll do his hair. And again, make sure that they're not getting their papers too wet. And we'll just finish that out. All right, that looks pretty good. So the next thing that we're gonna do is they're going to cut out their portrait and then glue it onto the black construction paper. And it doesn't have to be perfect. They don't have to follow the lines exactly. They can if they want. So we're just going to cut around our portrait. Almost done. Now we'll just flip it over, put some glue on the back. And we will glue it onto our black construction paper. And now they have a self-portrait like Leonardo da Vinci's time. So thanks so much. Hope you guys have a great time.